How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of, hazy, hopeful goodness in the form of Opportunity Brewing. It is their Ocean Haze. This is a 6.7% alcohol by volume hazy IPA that touches on a lot of juicy tropical notes, as it says on here. This is my first kind of like hazy from Opportunity. I did a couple of their beers, one or two of them last year, and the owner of the company actually saw the videos this year. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna give you a couple beers, see what you think. He's like, you don't even have to review them. He's like, I'd rather you just drink and let me know your thoughts, but you know me, I have to review stuff, so we'll go from there. Label wise, not my favorite labels in the industry. It's very old school in styling. They're lean heavily into kind of the Irish thing. It's an Irish American craft brewery established in 2018, it says on here. So I get it. It actually works from that kind of Irish vibe kind of standpoint. But as far as the beer itself goes, or the label itself goes, this is kind of, I don't know, not my jam. Anyway, what do we have here? I mean, it looks all the part of a hazy. It's not like super turbid, super thick stuff, but it definitely has a nice soft haze to it. Kind of like a quarter pinky finger or a half pinky finger of Titus White could be head. So what do you expect from a hazy beer? And a nice orange glow to it. So looks the part. Let's see what the nose gives us. Very soft. I mean, 6.7%. It's not a huge, gigantic beer, but at 6.7%, you'd expect it to have this kind of vibrance to it. There's a little bit of soft, kind of melon tropical notes there. Maybe a slight little bit of hot pellet green, but it's very, very minimal. Not that huge of a nose. It smells like more like a lower ABV kind of hazy pale. This does have a little bit of time on it though. You're looking at, this was canned 5/7, so it's a little over 2 months old. So it's a little bit older for a hazy IPA. But to speak to that, there's no negative. There's no kind of acid at all, which is a big problem a lot of times at super dry hop beers with your hop creep and whatnot. Smells relatively clean. There's nothing negative to it. So let's dive in, see what it tastes like. Cheers. Okay. It's actually way more vibrant, and the taste and the nose would lead you to believe. It definitely leans in that tropical fruit kind of category. Getting a little bit more outside of that melon characteristic, a little bit more into your kind of star fruit kind of thing, like kiwi vibes. Mango vibes, almost getting to the point where it's getting a little bit of kind of juicy fruit gummy kind of vibes on there. That green, again, much larger than what the nose would lead you to believe. It's not super over weed danky green, but it's nice. This nice kind of non-burn hop pellety kind of green to it. Nice soft mouthfeel to it. It's a pretty tasty beer, to be perfectly honest with you. I didn't know the dating on this can until I looked at it right now, so it's kind of surprising me at being even over 2 months old, how well it's held up. With hazies being notoriously, not all that shelf stable, at least a good portion of the ones made today aren't that shelf stable. This isn't too shabby, man. Yeah, off the nose, I thought it was gonna be pretty bland, pretty soft for its ABV, but it's drinking about where I would want it to be as far as vibrance goes. And with it being kind of 2 months old, I'm kind of curious to see what this is like, kind of fresh. But this is pretty good stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first beer I had from these guys it said IPA on it, and it was Amnesia, something, I forget the name of the beer, Amnesia, and it was nothing. It wasn't an IPA. It was IPA in the most kind of old school European, Scottish kind of Irish, English kind of sense. And it was just malt driven, spicy, tannic, kind of herbally hops, Kid Golding, fuggly kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, if this was worded differently, if this is called like a New World ESB or something along those lines, I would have been like, it'd make much more sense than what they had on there of it being an IPA. So when I got a couple cans from Mark from this brewery, he gave me a couple of them. One was that Amnesia beer, and the other one was another hazy, and then the third one, which was actually the first one I reviewed, was a Irish dry stout. So I went for that one first. You're gonna hang your hat in that whole kind of Irish kind of shtick, for lack of a better word. You got to make a good dry Irish stout, and it was really, really good. I was a little bit hesitant to go into the hazy ones because, a lot of the beers that I've had, which hasn't been many, and with the kind of focus of the brewery bringing on those traditional beers, it's kind of like, okay, how are we going to do here with the hazy? Not too fucking shabby, to be perfectly honest with you. And it's a hard one really kind of to talk about because what I'm tasting is pretty darn good. It could only be better with that freshness. I would imagine a nose would be a little bit more vibrant, or a decent bit more vibrant, had it be a bit fresher. But honestly, for something like this, which is going to be a shelfie beer, they don't have a tap room. They do their brewing contract at another brewery. It's all going to be distro-based stuff. So, you're going to have to make a shelf-stable beer, and that's apparently what they've done here. Now, this is probably, cold since to get and whatnot. If this finds a shelf somewhere in a store and it's not refrigerated, does it change the beer? Obviously. But as far as a shelfie hazy, this is pretty damn good stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it surprised the shit out of me, to be perfectly honest with you. I like the way that tropical fruit kind of comes off in the taste. I think that little bit of green, hot pellet green without the burn is fun. It's almost like a session beer, even though it drinks like 6 and change. It's something that I can see myself drinking a couple of because it's sweet enough and vibrant enough to keep me happy without getting too, I don't know, ostentatious. But yeah, pretty tasty stuff. So there you go. Let's talk about it. It's one of the better IPAs I've had as Elite. Yes, it's not, King Sugar Fuck Mountain. It's not going to be Mount Rushmore status stuff, but at the same time, on the shelfie scale, it's up there quite a bit. Value and availability, no idea. If anybody out there actually knows their price point, that would be awesome. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like hazies, man, I mean, you're going to be hard-pressed to find. Well, it's a weird conversation to have. I was going to say it's going to be hard-pressed to find a shelfie hazy readily available in New Jersey that's going to be markedly better than this. You're going to find a bunch right now because of coronavirus. Almost all breweries are having a lot of their beers hit shelves, so you're going to be able to find that kind of stuff. But in a typical world, this would be a really well-done kind of shelfie, for lack of... That's the correct term. It's shelfie. That's what it is. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. So, yeah. If you see this, and that's the other thing about it, I guess you'd say. If you see this on a shelf, and if it's 2 months old, you're looking for a nice little chugger, little hazy chugger, I wouldn't be, I'd not hesitate at picking up, especially if it was in the cooler. Let's put it that way. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little hazy right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.